Hi everyone, this is Mary Flower, and I want to show you what I have found this week with with my treasure finding at the thrift store. I did not go to any yard sales because sometimes I just can't do it. But anyway, but I first want to start out with the masonite boards that I found, and for my flower presses. I had this one. I've had this one for years and doing pressing flowers, and it's pretty good. It's not that big, but when I found these masonite boards, my son drilled holes through them and put the washers and everything, and I was able to make a very large one. And I just put wax paper on these. I have a friend that owns a flower shop, and she gives me all of her wonderful leftover flowers that she's going to throw out anyway, and sometimes I enjoy them for a little bit and then press them. And so I'm able to I made 2 of these flower presses, and I have enough to make many more, which I may start doing. I'm not really sure. So let me show you some of the things I found this week. For $2, I found this humongous spool of this great twine that I can, bind books with. And this is stronger than you cannot break this. And it's thin enough to be really good. And so this was a good find, $2. Then sorry, I have to reach all the way on the floor here. I found scads and scads of good patterns. I only use the patterns for books and everything that have the drawings and not the ones with the pictures, the photographs. And so I'll show you, because they're a little more old looking. Some of these aren't that old, but I prefer the drawings to the pictures. And so I found some pretty cute ones. A lot of these from maybe the 80s or something. I try to get them earlier. Isn't that cute? But I found quite a lot of these. And I am going to be making some more envelopes with travel journals. And I'll be using some of these for it. Very large. So look for my next batch of travel journals in the good-looking envelopes that I sew. And so I found all of those. And I found those just today. I found this fabric for just $1, and it has quite a bit on it. I use it for my Made by Fairies. I make them small. I've sold so many of these. And what I do is when I cut it, I throw bleach on it, and it gives it that old weird look like that. And then I add all the other little things on it. And I have sold so many of these. And I will, when I do the new batch of my envelopes with travel journals, I will show you all the new Made by Fairies on there too. And I'm selling those for a really good price. Then I found, this is the 3rd book I found, because I love this book. It's a roundabout, and I think it's like in the late 40s, and it's beautiful. These I use for many reasons. I use almost every single thing in these pages. I either collage, or sometimes I will get the little pictures and use them in my little tiny books. But this is a fantastic book, and I would probably buy more of them. And I really like that one. I couldn't resist this at the thrift store. It's just an old player piano roll. And it was only $1, and you can see the holes going through it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I really don't, but I couldn't resist. There was a whole bunch of them for $1 each, and I thought, no, I'm not going to buy all of them. I can only buy so many things. It had a really cool box, by the way. But I thought, I'll try one and see what I can find with it. I found 4 really nice-looking punches, and I'll show you what they are. I always put a sample of the punches in my book. I have a book that shows all my punches, all my stamps, and it kind of gives me a reference as to what I have. So I have the little frog. That is really cute. Look at that. And then I have a leaf. And this one I will probably put texture on it before I punch it out. And then I have little Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. I think that's adorable. Isn't that cute? And then a corner punch with a fleur-de-lis in it. Here it is right here, right there. But I wanted another corner punch, and so that's pretty good. So they're really in really good condition. Some of them still had the new thing on them, you know, to show that they really hadn't even been used. So I was pleased to get those. Then I have some books that I got, and I will show you those. This was like only $2, very large, very thick. And the reason I like this is the 18th century is the yellowed old pages. The paper is yummy. And now these I can use in my envelopes and travel journals. I add a designer paper to the other side, and I collage and I sew them, and I add little string closures and all sorts of things. But it's really nice. Just the pages I can use alone like this without even having to ink them or anything at all. Sometimes I will, but not much. Isn't it beautiful? That was a good find for $2. Then I found this one for $1.50, and this is absolutely a beautiful book. The botany, you know, illustrations are gorgeous. And I don't know how I'm going to use it, but I like it, and they're quite beautiful. Very good book. And probably going to make unusual size of envelopes with the journals in it. I'm not sure. Not sure quite how I'm going to do it, but it was worth it. Isn't it beautiful? 12 Months of Flowers. That was a good find. Then I found this one with mandalas, and it has some very, very beautiful mandalas in it, and I can use these on my envelopes and things. That was just $1 for these. Very nice book. And then this one, oh, this was a find. $2 for this gigantic book. That's like 2 inches thick. It's just fantastic. Over 1,000 pages of beautiful, beautiful flowers. Some of them are a little bit shiny, but that's okay. If I cut them out and use them the right way, they're really quite cool. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. And, you know, I mean, how can you go wrong for $2? Beautiful book. But it's called, if I can pick it up, it was just like so heavy, it was hurting my arthritic elbow. Beautiful, huh? This is called A to Z Encyclopedia of Garden Plants. A DK book, really good book. And especially for $2. This one I also paid $2 for, and I like this just because it's quite thick as well. And this is mostly Victorian style items that used to be on sale 100 years ago or so. But these are really great for many, many reasons. And so I'm always pleased to get this. And for $2, this probably has over 1,000 pages too. Very excellent book to get. I was pleased to get that. Then on Thrift Books, I happened to find 2 of Amy Brown's art. And now these I didn't pay very much, and I was really pleased. And some of her fairies are a little bit dark, but when I rework them and put them on the envelopes, they don't look so dark after all, and their artwork is just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So I was pleased to get that one and another one of these, which I've already used many of these, so I'm happy to get it again because I cut those images out. This was a fantastic book. It's called Figure Poses for Fashion Illustrations, and I really like the pictures in here. But what I like is, if you look close over here, I have little illustrations. And I'm considering going over these with a pen, making them a little darker. And since I'm, even has a CD with it, and since I'm doing so many flowers, I'm considering making these cute little gals more modest by putting little clothes on them. And that'll be fun. I'll do that in another project and show you. But that was a good find, and I only paid $1 for that. Good find. Then I found this one, and I got this for several reasons. One, it was only like 75 cents, which is really good. And it has some cute little pictures in it. But one of the main reasons I got this book was because of the size of print. And I will be doing a video, which will be a challenge, and it's called Adopted Ancestors, and I will show you about that. And so I needed some typing that was larger, so I'll show you what I'll do with that, but that'll be really fun. And so I got it partly for the images, partly for the cover, and partly for the size of the lettering. Then I always pick these up. This is a pillow, and I always pick it up when it has the trim, because it's cheaper to buy this for $2 than to go out and buy the trim. And then I have whatever I use the fabric for. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And the stuffing. I make things for my children, grandchildren. And so that was well worth $2. And I'll be cutting that apart. The same with this. I paid $3 for this, and I probably have 4 yards of this trim. And I love to use this trim. And I will probably be using these trim on my new envelopes with my travel journals. And then I'll show you. I have to bend down and get things off the floor. This is unusual. I paid $2 for this, but I'm always using tools, and I don't want to always use my husband's tools. And this came with lots of good tools. I'm a person that needs my own tools, and even comes with a little measuring tape that I can put in my purse. I'm always using everything because I make tons of stuff. And sometimes he ends up using my tools. And so I was pleased to get this for $2. Then I have a source where I can get partly from my cousin and partly from another place, and I won't reveal my source because I just don't want to, but I get a lot of beautiful cards. These are all free. I got all of these cards here just by going in and getting them. And it says free. You can take as many as you want. And so I did leave some. I didn't want to be a complete hoggy pig, but you know, I took this is only like about a sixth of them. You know, yeah, but sometimes a little bit of a hoggy pig. But you know, nobody seems to want them like I do. I will be doing a journal with cupcakes and tea cups and that kind of a thing. And what I like about some of these is the envelope is almost as pretty as the card. Some of these I cut apart and use the ransom letter style things on my collages. But things like this I use in the travel journals. Look how pretty that is. And the envelope is as pretty as the, isn't that beautiful? Pretty good for free, huh? Yeah, I know. That's the best, is when you can get it free, because then when I make things, I, you know, can make them little, another cupcake one, you know, a little more fancy or something, you know, because I have to consider my cost when I'm doing these. but I still like to make them nice. I like to do a good job. A couple of these, and the envelopes are beautiful too, aren't they? And a couple of these, and the envelopes are nice as well. And this one's still in a package, it looks like. Beautiful, huh? Look at this. That envelope is as pretty as the card. Pretty, huh? This one is kind of embossed too. Beautiful envelope. Some of them are plain, but some of them are nice. I like this one. It's a kind of a mountain view, and it has, you know, kind of mountains with a lake and then beautiful, like, seagull on it. And this one is a pretty card, but looks like the envelope's almost as pretty as the, isn't that cute? So I feel very lucky to get these because I'm always very, very thankful for the ones that I get for free. And thank you for my cousins that are so good to me. They throw things out, and instead of throwing things out, and sometimes they get them from their neighbors and friends, and they save them for me because they just send them to the thrift store, but they instead give them to me. Isn't that cool? And sometimes if you put it out there, like on Facebook, that you need, you know, you'll take anything free that then it's amazing some of the cool stuff that you get. And thank you, my dear cousins. I got this for 50 cents. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And these actually can be cut apart, and so I can use that. It was kind of unfinished, but I don't care. It was 50 cents. And for the best find of the day is these two items, which I'm reselling. And I try to find items like this so that it pays for my other nonsense of collecting lots of stuff. So I'm always buying things to put on eBay that are just made like this to pay for my other nonsense. This is the best of the day, is this one. I only paid, can you believe, $2 for this. This is a German bisque head, composition body, numbered, and I found something real similar on eBay with sleepy eyes. See that? Look at her teeth. Perfect condition. See that? For about $400, and I won't probably sell it for that. But $2 is what I paid for it, and even if I only get $100 out of it, it paid for a good share of my nonsense the last few weeks. So I'm really grateful for that. So she is the find of the day, and if I can do this once a month, it really helps. It pays for all my other things, and I'm grateful for the free stuff that they get and the treasure hunting of things people throw out. I am just really grateful for it, and I feel very blessed. And, well, I hope you enjoyed that. There was a lot of fun things today, and give me a thumbs up. I'd like it if you haven't subscribed. Please do. Leave me a comment. Love your comments. I always try to get back with you, and you guys have a nice day, and take care. Thanks. Bye.